Tonight's Benue State's politics, security and governance is our focus as we dissect the issues to understand the challenges and what government is doing to deliver on its mandate. I will be joined by the member representing Oju Obi Federal Constituency, Right Honorable David Ogwewi, is also the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Army. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Politics Tonight. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Thank you for staying with us. Now, let's begin with some political developments. The senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, has finally gained access to her office at the National Assembly following the expiration of a 6-month suspension. Her arrival drew both excitement and controversy, with supporters clashing with security and colleagues expressing mixed reactions.
A mix of drama and excitement at the National Assembly as Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan walked into the complex accompanied by her supporters. Her return followed the expiration of a 6-month suspension imposed earlier this year. But what was meant to be a routine resumption soon turned rowdy. Supporters who attempted to escort the embattled senator into her office were stopped at the entrance by security, sparking a chaotic scene in the corridors of the Senate. Although the Senate is yet to officially comment on what led to the reversal of its earlier decision, some of Senator Natasha's colleagues expressed delight at having her back.
Anything that has a beginning must have an end. Maybe the court in her wisdom thought it was that its end has come for her to come back. It's okay. We have been looking forward to seeing her back.
Unfazed by the controversy, Senator Natasha, visibly excited to resume her seat, insisted she owes no one an apology, reaffirming her stance against what she described as injustice.
This is just one illegality upon the other, and I think in Nigeria we should reject such things. I think it's actually appalling that such amount of illegality and fraud can occur in the National Assembly. So if they are expecting me to apologize, I'm sorry, I don't have these words. And if that is the condition for opening this office, then I think we have a long dance to make.
Meanwhile, the National Assembly plenary, initially scheduled to resume today, has been shifted to the 7th of October, leaving political watchers eager to see how the senators' return will shape proceedings in the Red Chamber. The decision to unseal Senator Natasha's office may signal that the controversy surrounding her resumption has been settled, allowing the people of Kogi Central Senatorial District to finally enjoy representation in the Senate. It is unclear what concessions were made for this apparent truce, or if this is part of a larger power struggle. Time will tell in the coming days and weeks. TVC News, Abuja.
It's a 30-minute conversation tonight, so let's take a break and return for that conversation with Honorable David Ogwewi. Please stay with us, everyone.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Good morning, everyone. It's a new day. Veronica, where are you at this time?
I am here. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Hi, Olamide.
Hey guys, I'm just at the rooftop, keeping my finger on the pulse and my eye on the street.
Hey Toma, good morning. Hope you're up and ready for the show today.
Yeah, I just got to the office now. Have you contacted Abuja?
Hello guys, we are set and right on our way to the studio.
And the guest is standing by.
Hi, Ria.
I'm almost ready. Just let me get my glam for the show.
Good morning, Ibrahim. What about the dailies?
I just grabbed the papers. I'm on my way.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Right. Nobody knows how the day will go,
But every day starts with breakfast.
Start your day right here on TVC Breakfast every weekday from 7 a.m. only on TVC News.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it, you'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Welcome back to Politics Tonight. Tonight, we turn our focus to Benue State, where no fewer than 16 security personnel are feared dead, while several others remain missing following an ambush by suspected armed herdsmen supported by local militia gangs during an operation at Ago Center, a rural settlement in Kasilala local government area of Benue State. Reports say 8 more bodies of the police personnel killed in that ambush have been recovered. Meanwhile, former Anambra State Governor and 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has condemned these killings, saying Nigeria cannot continue burying men in uniform without addressing the root causes of insecurity. And really sad moment, I must say. And so tonight, let's speak with Right Honourable David Ogeri, member of the House of Reps, representing the Oju-Obi Federal Constituency, and also serves as the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Army. Honourable Ogeri, good evening to you. It's a pleasure to have you here again. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you, and good evening to our viewers, and thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you. So there is a lot currently going on in Benue State, and I'm curious to know how you feel about this. Ravaging insecurity on one hand, political rivalry on the other hand, and many are still confused about why the House of Assembly Speaker resigned. But if I'm to take these issues one after another, let's start with the scariest and biggest challenge in the state, which is insecurity. It looks like there is no end in sight. Honourable Ogeri.
Well, once again, I want to appreciate you all for having me tonight, and also thanking God Almighty for making it possible for me to be here. Equally want to first of all appreciate our dear President, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm appreciating him today because he has shown a lot of care to Benue people, and equally to my federal constituency, Oju-Obi, in particular, because for just this month, from 1st of September to 6th of September, we had programs we rolled on that include even a security summit that took place on the 3rd of September 2025, where we had all the stakeholders in Oju-Obi Federal constituency come together with all the traditional rulers, sitting down for us to reason together, and with the heads of the security, where I invited the Chief of Defense Staff, Musa, and equally DGSSS, Mr. Tosin, and the rest, who were ably represented by all the heads of the security in Benue State, right in my federal constituency. And I have started by appreciating them for the work they've done so far in my federal constituency by, synergizing with my people to make sure that we experience peace in Oju-Obi Federal constituency. I appreciate Mr. President a lot. He didn't stop there. He equally sent the Secretary of the Federation, Senator George Akume, to represent him in the grand finale, where we had the Igedagba, popularly called the New Year Festival, and the empowerment, of course, were carried out by myself and our hospital being equipped. Having said this, looking at the security situation in my state, just like I said before, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is very much willing, and I always say it the last time I was here, I mentioned it here on this channel that since the inception of democracy and presidents we've had so far, there is no president that have been given the kind of allocation that is given to states in the history of Nigeria. And that includes even the security votes. And these things are meant, to cushion some of these issues and some of this insecurity that before some of these states. In my very state, of course, I will also applaud the Army and equally the other sister security agencies. They've been up and doing, but I think much encouragement is needed and much synergy is needed. I won't be able to begin to say much because it's security. Even though I'll have dived into some very intense and in-depth discussion, which I will not want to disclose much here. But I want to say this, that just like when Mr. President came the last time to visit us on the incident that happened, which shows that the president cares for Benue State very much. He said some things to us that need to be carried out. He saw things for himself. He knows what is going on, and he knows what is wrong. And advice was given as a father, and he pledged his support, which troops were even deployed without immediate effect. With immediate effect, troops were deployed in addition to Benue State. I think the other angles that need to be played by the stakeholders, much effort have not really taken place on that regard. And I think this is really very needed because security is everyone's business. It's all our collective business. I can tell you in my federal constituency, there is no problem of this sort in there because we all sit down together to talk to ourselves, be a watch dog in our society, in our community, have our youth, have our men, have our women in alert.
All right, Honorable. So is that what is missing in other communities? Because, you've talked about security votes, and in the same vein, you've asked for more encouragement. And the question is, in what aspects? Because, I'm part of those who have questioned if Governor Isaac Talia and the federal government know what to do when it comes to insecurity in Benue State, but intentionally not doing it. First, when you think of how much has gone into securing the state, and clearly from reports, Benue State has collected an estimated 213 billion naira in security votes between 2014 till date. But the notion is that money, if well spent, is enough to tackle insecurity. So does this give an impression that perhaps this is more than budgetary allocation to the security sector, and whether it is about proper channeling of these funds?
I want to say this. That's why I started by saying that when the president came, he understood, having all the security intelligence coming to him, he understood what was happening, and he gave his fatherly advice. Of course, security discussion are not things I will begin to speak in a depth manner here, but I can assure you that in terms of appropriation, I say it here before, when we were inaugurated, immediately we swing into action. The Right Honorable Speaker is people's speaker. And we went to an executive section, have a very serious deliberation, came to the plenary, and we all agreed to have even quarterly review on the security situation in the country. We had the service chiefs with us, we interact with them, and then we embarked on oversight, especially in the Army, where I'm the deputy chairman, and we saw some of the things that are needed, the welfare and some other things that need to be increased. We came back, tabled the report to the Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. He took it with all action immediately, and then we swing into action. And President immediately saw the need, and then brought in supplementary budget that was almost half of that budget. Almost half of that supplementary budget went into security, and this money, Mr. President, do not hold back. They were disbursed to states. Now, the question is, just like you've asked, are they well utilized? Are the right hands being put in place to make sure that these things are copped? This is where a lot of questions steps in. And that is why Mr. President, the last time he came, he said, look, you stakeholders, you need to come together. engaged, and then profile and work in synergy with the security forces to put an end to this. And I said to you as one of the stakeholders from Benue State that in that angle, much has not been done about it.
Okay.
So this is very much needed for all hands to be on deck. That's why I cite instance with my own federal constituency, Ojuobi federal constituency.
All right, so let's leave your federal constituency, since it looks like there is relative peace in your community. You're a stakeholder, like you said. So what steps do you think need to be taken to disrupt these criminal networks and perhaps reduce their influence in the state? As a member of the House of Reps, what legislative measures have you championed? Kindly hold on, sir. What legislative measures have you championed personally at the national level to improve the security situation in Benue, especially with this recurring violence and displacement of persons? What legislative measures, I just want you to understand the question properly, are you advocating for to improve security in Benue State?
Now, when we speak about legislative effort, just like I pointed out before, that we've taken upon us. We made the submissions that were hidden to, and increase was made in those budgeting allocation regarding security. And then now the ball game or the ball rests, in the courts, even at the states. Like I said, Mr. President understood it very well, and he said, look, stakeholders need to come together. Now, let me put it to you. What shall we do, just like you've asked? What needed to be done at this moment in Benue State is for the whole stakeholders to come together. Now, I will put this across to you again. One of the things I always said in some of these areas we move, you see, in tackling security, we need both kinetic and non-kinetic. The kinetic measure is what the armed forces display or the security display. The non-kinetic also involve them, but not with power, but with the stakeholders, with the people. Now, in dealing with these people, number one, you see we have clergymen in every of these areas. Take it or leave it. These people go to church, some go to mosque. And I can tell you for free that those clergies know who is good and who is bad. When you go also to the traditional institution, we have our traditional fathers who oversee some of this community. They know the children who are stubborn and who are not stubborn.
Okay.
They have a role to play. Then you now come to the other picture, which is the political aspect. They have a role to play. If these three segments will come together and then discuss way forward, I can tell you, it's just as I am sitting and somebody will come to my house and tell me that I don't know my children. It's not possible. I know my children. So we should be able to say, okay, are these strangers coming from somewhere? How do we stop them as a family? We devise a means, and then the security apparatus, agencies also will come in, and then these people will be flushed out, and they will be kicked out.
But Honorable Gary, the governor has consistently talked about politicization of the security issues in the state. Is that still the case?
Well, it's part of it, but I can tell you that what I just put across to you is just the best way to go regarding what is on ground in Benue State at the moment. And it's exactly the advice of Mr. President when he visited us the last time when we had that accident. And for anything that has to do with National Assembly, like I always put it across, we are to make laws, appropriate, carry out some of these oversight functions, and then make that representation, which we are doing in all areas. I can tell you all my colleagues from Benue State, they have not slept over this matter. I mean the National Assembly member. They have not slept. There are so many times we've come together, we've reasoned together, and look, this cooperation is needed.
Yes, the cooperation is needed, Honorable, and that was why I asked you that question, because You're trying to run away from that question. You're making it look like it's a microcosm of the situation. Meanwhile, it's a bigger picture when it comes to the security challenge in Benue State. And you have said it tonight that the president had pleaded to all stakeholders involved, but still the situation is safe. So I'm asking, how can this crisis be depoliticized to focus on saving lives and restoring food security?
Well, I am not dodging away as you think. I'm not running away from it. But I'm just trying to tell you that some of the nitty-gritties cannot really be said in the public this way. But I can assure you, I think with some of the assignment given to the state, all hands will be on deck. And also, I will also call on our leader, of the country, the president, to still bring the stakeholders, just like he pointed out the other day, together, especially from Benue, to make sure that we have the desired peace and food security in our state.
I want us also talk about, look at the political tension and rivalry in the states, which, many residents and some stakeholders who have been on politics tonight have said is not also helping the situation. One of the questions I would love to ask you is if you think the governor is distracted by party matters, considering the fact that there's a rivalry political tension between himself and his predecessor, SGF George Akume. Perhaps if his head is clear enough, if the governor is more focused on the challenges in the states, no one would have the audacity to kill anyone and get away with it. And many Benue residents are concerned about the negative effect of this rivalry on the legitimacy and effectiveness of governance. How do you respond to accusations that this rivalry is preventing effective governance in the states?
Well, first, let me make some clarification to the best of my knowledge, because it is my own state. For the governor, talking about being distracted, maybe because of the political activities that is happening in the state, for me, as a stakeholder and a member, one who is shadowed with responsibility, one to defend and to protect lives and properties of my state. One of the things I said to people is to always be focused, even if there are distractions. A leader who is not focused will never achieve anything. I will give you an instance. This political tension is everywhere. It's everywhere. Political whatever, maneuvering, I want to get this, I want to get that. It's everywhere. Let's take, for instance, our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Look at what so many are doing. But he has never lost focus in terms of the reforms. He keeps on chasing and pursuing to make sure that these reforms comes to reality. That is the spirit of leadership. So, for me, distraction is not an excuse. And to even say that the SGF is the cause of it, for me, I think it's not fair on his side. I can tell you, to the best of my knowledge, you always hear the SGF saying, I have no problem with the governor. They should help him to ask, what problem has he with the governor? I was also close with the governor. If you ask him, he will say he doesn't have problem. So what is needed is for us to understand and come together, put the growth
and sadly,
of Benue State
both
forward.
leaders keep saying there are no issues. Meanwhile, the citizens, the innocent children, women, and young men of Benue State continue to bear the brunt of this crisis. But in less than 1 minute, how do you engage with your constituents to ensure their voices are heard in government? And how often do you hold town hall meetings or constituency briefings? In less than 1 minute, Honorable.
For me, as a member, I always do that. In fact, for this year, I've gone around even to Southwest, the North Central, even down to Makurdi, down home. I always have my constituency briefing, talking to my people, town hall meetings, briefing them even what I'm doing
All right.
and what need to be done and suggestions to be made. And these have also helped me to be able to meet up with some of the challenges, even the ones that are yet to come. We arrest the situations beforehand. So having a town hall meeting is a frequent thing that I do.
All right, then.
No matter how large a group is or little they are, I always have some of these critical
All right,
people
Honorable.
discuss
Sadly,
with
we're
them.
out of time, but I look forward to more conversations with you, and hopefully, and definitely we'll continue to monitor developments in Benue State, and hopefully peace returns to the state for the sake of every citizen, residents of the state. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Honorable David Ogewi, member of the House of Reps representing
Yes,
Odu-Obi
and before we
Federal
go, please allow me to also
and also
equally
serves
appreciate.
as the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Army. Thank you for speaking with us tonight.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you
for having me.
And thank you for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Come 1st October as Nigeria marks 65 years of independence, we pause to ask a profound question. Who is a Nigerian? At 65, the question of our identity and nationhood has never been more urgent. What does it mean to truly be Nigerian?
We all have a responsibility to protect this democracy because it is the only system that guarantees our freedom.
What do we owe this nation, and what does this nation owe us?
If the citizens are not standing to hold the government accountable, if we are not raising the question that we need to raise about the kind of middle class and the kind of political class that we have today, it is very difficult for us.
Join TVC News Town Square on this conversation for every Nigerian. A dialogue that could shape our future. Wednesday, October 1 at 6 p.m.
Breaking news is not just about the headlines. It is the ripple effects of the headlines. It is the ability to connect the dots of anger, grief, pain, repression, hope, and triumph. It is staying on the story till attention is gotten and action is taken. When we say at TVC News we are first with breaking news, it is not just a position. It is a philosophy, a principle, and a culture.
TVC News, first with breaking news. Stay ahead with the biggest news stories. Go beyond the news headlines. Experience impactful investigations. Enjoy resourceful news coverage in real time. TVC News at